Imagine standing in the New Mexico desert before sunrise on July 16, 1945. There are no birds singing, no wind, only a suffocating stillness, and every eye fixed on a lone steel tower in the distance. At the very top of that tower sits a device designed to trigger a nuclear chain reaction. It represents the first physical test of years of complex calculations. The men who built it were driven by absolute terror. They operated in total secrecy, fueled by a single desperate race. They had to build an atomic weapon before Nazi Germany could. If the Axis powers weaponized the atom first, the Allies would fall. The countdown echoing across the sand is a gamble to prevent a global collapse into fascist rule. Hidden in an observation bunker stands J. Robert Oppenheimer, the project's scientific director. He is only 41 years old, his face gaunt, a cigarette balancing between his fingers. For years, atomic physics lived safely inside chalkboard equations and spirited theoretical debates. Now, that math is being translated into hardware, and no one in the bunker knows exactly what happens when the theory meets physical reality. The countdown ticks past 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The clock hits exactly 5:29 a.m. At 0, the mathematics catch fire. The theories cross a rigid line into a physical reality that can never be retracted. The darkness instantly vanishes. A blinding sphere of white light violently expands outward, swallowing the steel tower and illuminating the desert floor. The flash is so intensely bright that witnesses hundreds of miles away mistake it for the sun rising early over the horizon. Then comes the silence, a terrible, heavy silence that stretches on for seconds as the mushroom cloud climbs into the sky. Light travels at 186,000 miles per second, reaching observers instantly. But the physical shockwave moves much slower, pushing a massive wall of compressed air. Seconds later, that pressure wave hits, physically knocking observers backward. The shockwave's violent physical force confirmed the math. The formulas were correct. The energy was devastating. Inside the bunker, explosive relief. Scientists erupt into cheers. They clap, laugh, and embrace, while the mushroom cloud climbs. In this specific, isolated moment, the detonation is a total military and scientific victory. The test worked beyond expectations. They won the technological race against Germany, securing the Allies' survival. But Oppenheimer does not cheer. While the room celebrates around him, his expression hardens. He stands quietly, his eyes locked on the burning cloud stretching 8 miles high. Years earlier, Oppenheimer had learned Sanskrit to study ancient Hindu philosophy. He believed mathematics alone could not answer the deepest questions of existence. Now, watching the sky burn, he sees past the military triumph to a much darker reality. A single verse from the Bhagavad Gita echoes in his mind. "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Previously, human conflicts were limited by the tools used to fight them. Cities could burn, but the species survived. Atomic weapons erased those boundaries. By weaponizing the fundamental structure of matter, the potential for destruction has scaled from tactical warfare to the possibility of global self-extinction. The true cost of that realization arrived just weeks later. In August 1945, the mechanics of the Trinity test were unleashed on human populations. A detonation over Hiroshima wiped out entire neighborhoods in seconds. Temperatures near the blast reached thousands of degrees. Concrete buildings evaporated, and shadows of human beings were permanently burned into stone. Tens of thousands died instantly. 3 days later, another device dropped on Nagasaki. The massive factory landscape was entirely leveled by a single bomb, proving this destruction could be repeated at will. Across the globe, millions celebrated the end of the Second World War. But in Japan, survivors wandered through the ash, carrying invisible, lethal wounds from radiation exposure that medicine barely understood. When a discovery dictates the new terms of global survival, the scientist who created it
remains bound to its consequences. Robert Oppenheimer was celebrated as the father of the atomic bomb, but as he watched the ashes settle, he became its first prisoner.